Okay, so shall we start, everyone? Yes, shall we start now? Okay, fine. So let's start. So I'm going to share my screen. Now, what we are going to do today? So we are technically going to build a chat GPT. So we are going to build chat GPT in my today's class. And in a simplest possible manner, so we are going to build a chat GPT. Now, to build a chat GPT, obviously we need a front end. So we need basically a UI interface, you can say. We need a UI interface, plus we need OpenAI key. OpenAI key. So those who is not having OpenAI key, not an issue. So for today, at least I am going to provide you OpenAI key, so that you can try to use it directly inside your configuration, and then you will be able to host it. Now, once we are going to create this entire thing, so let's suppose we are going to like enable our UI interface, and we are able to create a OpenAI key. Now, on top of that, so what we are going to do? So we are going to perform a monitoring. So we are going to perform a monitoring with the help of Prometheus and a Grafana. So we are going to attach Prometheus plus Grafana. So Grafana is basically a kind of a tool, you can say, so which you can try to use it, which we all can try to use it for basically showcasing all kind of a statistics with respect to a application. So whatever statistics that we are trying to generate, how many people are hitting my system, how many users have logged in inside my system, or what is a response time that system is trying to take. So each and everything we can try to do a setup inside a Grafana. So again, even going forward, so in many of my projects, I'm going to use a Prometheus and Grafana, so that you all will be able to do a monitoring. And again, based on those monitoring, so if you have to generate some sort of a alert, so you can try to even generate some sort of a alert as well. So Prometheus is something which is going to capture the logs, and Grafana is something which is going to showcase a log. So Grafana provides you a UI interface, a beautiful, beautiful UI interface, you can say Grafana is going to provide. Now, so today this is something that we are going to do it, and everything is going to run on EC2 instances. So we are going to launch one of the EC2 instances, Elastic Compute Cloud. So now this is a service which is available inside AWS, right? This is available inside AWS, so by which you will be able to get any kind of a instances, means machine basically. You all will be able to get a machine, and inside this machine, so we are going to configure our UI interface, plus inside that UI interface, so we are going to configure our OpenAI, and along with that, so we are going to configure Prometheus and a Grafana. Now, UI interface wise, so if I'll talk about a Euron, so we have a multiple UI interface, not just one. I'll not be using that in my today's class. So today's class, we are going to use UI interface wise, basically Open Bev UI, right? So Open Bev UI interface, we are going to use it going forward. So I'm going to even show you that we have our in-house UI interface, which is exactly same as like a chat GPT interface, you can say, or whatever Open Bev UI is trying to provide. So you can use even that particular one, and then you can try to host it. But yeah, so today let's go ahead with the OpenWeb UI interface, and let's try to build this entire system. So where just like a chat GPT, you will be able to access all the models, and whatever model chat GPT is providing, or whatever model is available even inside your account. So let's suppose if I have some sort of a custom model in my account, inside my OpenAI account, so even that I will be able to call inside my OpenWeb UI, and with that model I will be able to do a chat. I will be able to generate images. I will be able to send a speech, and then I will be able to, process those speech, or by sending a speech itself, I will be able to give a command to my entire chatbot. Going forward, so we have to even attach a flavor of RAG over here. So on top of the same layer, so we are going to configure our RAG based framework. So where we are going to pass our own data, which is nothing but a private data, right? So we are going to pass our private data, and system is supposed to respond back with a private data. Not just that, so we are going to even attach our private model. So we are going to attach our private LLM, you can say, or any other kind of a model. Which is equivalent to a LLM. So, for example, we have already seen that we were able to train our model. We were able to train our model, or in other manner. So, we were able to fine tune our model. This is the like a kind of things that we have already done, right, in our live class itself. So here what we are going to do, so we will try to see that how we can try to securely host those models, a model which is running on my GPU, on my private infrastructure. So that kind of a model also you will be able to attach in a same kind of a system. So in that manner, this entire application is going to be a sophisticated application. It is going to be a kind of a application which will be private to you, to your company, to your model, to your data set. Plus, we are going to even see that how we will be able to do a domain mapping. Domain mapping. So domain mapping means, so the way we are trying to host Uri on a Euron URL, right, on a Euron domain name. So in the similar manner, so you can try to get some sort of a domain, maybe like just by spending $1 on GoDaddy or similar kind of a platform, and they are going to give you a domain name. You can try to go and check whatever domain that you are looking for, and obviously you have to pay accordingly. So that domain is going to be your asset, it is going to be your property, and then you can try to configure that particular domain with respect to this entire interfacing. So this is something that we have to achieve. So everything we are not going to achieve today. So obviously we will try to achieve something in my next class, which is going to happen next week on Saturday. But yeah, so today what we are going to achieve, so today at least we will be able to do a UI configuration. We are going to attach a OpenAI key, so where I will be able to access all the model which is available inside my OpenAI account. And then we are going to attach Prometheus and Grafana. So till this point, we are going to do it today. Now, rest of the things like RAG or private LLM hosting, which is running on my GPU, my private infrastructure, and then this domain mapping. So all of these things I'm going to show you in my next Saturday class. Yeah. So you don't have to wait much. Just next Saturday class, you will be able to even configure these things on top of the same one. For everything, so I'm going to provide you a documentation, so that even in a later stage you are not supposed to struggle. Just follow along with the documentation, and eventually you all will be able to do same thing, right? You will be able to replicate each and everything in no time. So is it clear, guys, what we are going to do today? Yeah, is it clear to all of us? Fine. Okay, now let's get started. So first of all, like I said, so we need a AWS account. So I'll be like logging into my AWS account, by the way. So let me open up my AWS console login, and let's go there, sign into a console. Okay, so now I'm able to land into my AWS account. I'm able to do a sign in, and I believe you all are able to do a sign in as well. This is one part. The another part is here, so you will be able to see a reason, right? Here you will be able to see a lot of reasons, and you can try to configure your services even reason wise. So try to select a nearest reason for all of you. So for example, if I'm in Asia, so and especially if I'm in India, so maybe I can try to select Mumbai, or maybe I can try to select Hyderabad. That's going to work for me. Let's suppose if you are from some other part of like a planet, so in that case you can try to select the nearest region, whatever nearest region that you have, and then you will be able to do each and everything. The reason is very simple behind selecting a nearest region, so that it will be able to send a data, and it will be able to receive a data, or latency is going to be very less. So that is the region. So just select one of the nearest region and leave it as it is. So for example, in my case, I am selecting Mumbai. You can try to select maybe Hyderabad, maybe you can try to select North Virginia, Ohio. It's completely fine. Just select a nearest one. If you are in Europe, so in that case, you have an option called as Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Paris, Stockholm, right? So maybe you can try to select any of these regions as well if you have joined from Europe. Simple, everyone. So just change this one. So I'm logging from South Africa. I would select Ohio. Yeah. So whatever is your nearest region, just simply select like that particular region or San Francisco, right? So from San Francisco, so yes, Ohio is going to be the nearest one or whatever is the nearest one. I believe we all are aware about that. So just go ahead and select that particular region. Now, once you are going to select that particular region, so what you have to do, so you have to basically call EC2 and search for EC2 over here, Elastic Compute Cloud. So EC2 is one of the services which AWS is providing you, one of the powerful service I would say, which AWS is providing you. And here, so you will be able to get any kind of instances that you are looking for of your choice. So obviously the kind of application that we are holding or the kind of application that we are going to host, it requires a bare minimum configuration, means a bare minimum machine. Above that everything is fine, but below that this machine is not, or like your application is not going to work. So first of all, just search EC2, click on EC2 and go inside a EC2. Now once you will come inside this EC2 for the very first time, so you will be able to see a launch instance option. So just follow along with my mouse cursor. So here you will be able to see a launch instances. So I'll just click on this launch instance and here I will be able to land this kind of a interface. So where it is going to help me out in terms of creating a EC2 instances. So here the very first part that you have to do is fill this particular form and select all of these like required things for your EC2 instances. So here, first of all, it is looking for a name. So I'm going to give a name. So SUDH underscore Euron. So let's suppose this is a name which I have given. Fine. You can try to give any other name of your choice. That's completely okay. And then it is looking for a machine, right? So what kind of images you will be looking for inside your machine. So I want Ubuntu image inside my machine. So just try to select Ubuntu as an operating system. Yeah, Ubuntu as an operating system, you can try to select over here. They have other categories as well, but yeah, they have thousands of images available, but I'm going to select a Ubuntu, as simple as that. You can select Mac OS as well, even Amazon based Linux is available. You can even go ahead with the Windows machine. You can go ahead with the Red Hat, SUSE, which is nothing but a variant of, I can say, a Linux machine itself, or Debian, or maybe you can try to browse any other images. But yeah, Ubuntu is going to work fine for me. Yes. Please explain in which situation we choose which one. See, everything is going to work in every situation. It's just a operating system layer. So let's suppose if I'm comfortable with the Linux command, in that case, I can go ahead with any of these variants, Red Hat, SUSE, Debian or Ubuntu. If I'm comfortable with my Mac operating system, so in that case, I can go ahead with the Mac operating system. If I'm comfortable with the Windows machine, so in that case, I can go ahead with the Windows machine. But yeah, Ubuntu is going to be one of the standard one. So simple, let's go ahead with that. Now here, so it is asking you to like give a number of instances that you will be looking for. So as of now, I'm looking for only one instance. By the way, if I'm looking for maybe a hundreds of instances, I can try to give that as well. Yeah. So I will be able to like get 100 instances as well. But as of now, only one instance is something which is required for me. Now, so here, here Ubuntu machine I have selected. Now this is going to be like a same. Just leave it, right? Just leave it. Leave this one. Now architecture wise, so again 64-bit. This is going to work for me. I don't have to worry about that. Now here you have to come instance type. So here you will be able to select your compute power, by the way, right? So instance type means compute power you will be able to select. So just click on this one and here. So with T2 Nano, these are the names, by the way. These are the names which AWS, or you can say nomenclature that AWS has given to their machine. So T2 series, and inside a T2 series, we have a nano, we have micro, we have small, we have medium, we have large, we have extra large. So such kind of machines we will be having. Then we have a C series machine over here. Then we have like a something D series machine over here, then we have a G series machine over here. And if you will go and check all of these machines, so obviously all of these machines are coming with a different kind of a configuration. So if I'll talk about a T2 micro over here, so it gives you one virtual core CPU, zero point 0.5 gigabyte of memory, and that is something that you will be able to get. Along with that, you will be able to see even a pricing part, that what it is going to cost you, right? What it is going to cost you. So on demand Linux based pricing. So if you are running like a Linux based images, then in that case, it is going to cost you 0.0062 USD per hour. If I'm talking about a nano, and if I'm like running a Windows based images inside this machine, because this is just a machine, a bare shell you can say, or a machine it is going to give you. On top of that, so obviously these images will be installed. So if I'm going ahead with the Windows based installation, in that case, it is going to cost me a little bit more, maybe because of licensing, right? Because Windows machine comes with the licensing, right? So they have already given you all of those detail, and with each and every machine you will be able to see all of those detail. Now the kind of a application that we are going to run today, so the bare minimum requirement is going to be at least 2 V core CPU, right? The kind of application that we are going to run, and at minimum we need 4 gigabyte of a main memory. This is a bare minimum requirement for my today's application. So if someone is going to select T2 small, if someone is going to select T2 micro, nano, you will be able to do a setup, but your application is not going to work. So keeping that in a mind, so we are going to select basically a T2 medium, and above that anything is going to be fine. Yeah. So you can select T2 large, you can select extra large, you can try to select maybe like a, C series, D series, G series. That's completely fine. But this is a bare minimum requirement. So I need a T2 medium over here. Simple. So just go ahead with T2 medium. So where it is going to give you two virtual core CPU, 4 gigabyte of memory, and then so with my uh, Ubuntu, so it is going to cost me 0.0531 USD per hour. So on an average, it is going to cost you approximately in Indian currency, if this machine is running for an entire month, around 6,000 to 7,000 rupees INR. So this is something that it is going to cost you in dollar. It is going to cost you like 80 $90 in a month if your machine is running for an entire month. That will be the cost that you will end up getting. So let's go ahead and select this particular machine. And again, cost is given to you, per hour cost is given to you. So per hour into 24 into 30, that is going to be a monthly cost. So you can try to do a math on your own, and then you can try to do a conversion of USD into INR or whatever currency that you are following in your like a country. So you can try to select that particular part. So here, just go ahead and select T2 medium, and once you are going to select a T2 medium, then maybe you can come on next site. So keep your login. So we have already seen that to log in into a GPU, we have created a private key, right? And with the help of private key, public key we have already attached, and with the help of private key, so we used to basically do a login. So let's suppose from my machine or from any other machine, so I would like to log in into the machine which I am creating on a AWS. So obviously I need a key, right? I have to attach a key. So here maybe you can try to select a existing key if you have. So I already have one key, but I will not be using that. I'll try to click on create a new key pair. So just click over here, right? And RSA token based key I would like to create, and then just select PPK if you would like to log in through a putty. And if you are going to do a OpenSSH, in that case you can try to use this PM key. So PPK key, we all are aware about it. We have already used this PPK kind of a key so many times, even in past, right? So just try to click on this PPK key under RSA, and then click on create key pair. You can give a key name. So SUDH Euron Uri new. Today date is 16th, right? So that I can remember. So 16th November. This is the key name which I have given so that I can remember. So yeah, so once you are going to click, it will be able to download your key inside your local system. So my key has been downloaded, and I can try to use it even in future. And this is a key which has been attached, as you can see, right? This is a key which has been attached with respect to this particular instances. As simple as that. Now, in a later stage, I can use the same key so that with the help of putty, I will be able to log in. With the help of maybe some file transfer things, I will be able to transfer a file from my local system to a AWS. Any file which I want, I can do a transfer. As simple as that. Now, coming to the next section, right? Coming to the next section. So by default, they have checked create security group, and inside that allow SSH traffic from anywhere. So 0.0.0.0 slash masking 0, right? So it simply means that we are going to allow traffic, right? And then allow HTTPS traffic, allow HTTP traffic from the internet. So just select everything. Yeah, just select everything by default. So this two option will not be selected, but select it, right? So from HTTPS we are allowing it, and from HTTP we are going to allow it. Even in later stage, if I forgot to like do these things, even in later stage I can go and I can change a setting. So once my machine will be launched, this setting can be modified even in a later stage. That's completely fine. Okay, now so our machine is ready. Our machine configuration is two virtual core CPU, 4 GB of a RAM, main memory, right? We need hard disk as well, right? We need hard disk as well, SSD or HSD we need. So here, minimum hard disk requirement is 20 GB. So by default, they're giving you 8, but my application size itself is 8 GB. So if my application size itself is 8 GB, so in that case, I need some buffer memory as well. So here I'm going to give a 20 GB. So 20 GB of a storage I'm trying to add over here. As simple as that. So 20 GB of a general purpose SSD I'm going to attach a G3, GP3 like you can say generations, right? I'm going to attach it. So simple, right? General purpose like a SSD GP3, I'm going to attach of 20 GB. If I would like to attach more such kind of a, this one, I can try to attach it. So it's under my control. How much like a hard disk I would like to attach. I can try to even click on add new volume. So it will try to add more hard disk inside my system. So I'm able to select my hard disk, I'm able to select my virtual core, I'm able to select my RAM. All three selection is done. And this is something which is required for any computer, right? Even a laptop that you are using, it must be having some virtual core, it must be having some sort of a RAM, and it must be having some sort of a hard disk. These three things are required. And yeah, so I'm able to do a setup for all those three things. Nothing else is required. Nothing else is required. Now I can directly go and I can try to click on launch instance. It is going to take maybe 30 seconds of time or maybe max to max 60 seconds of time for me, and my instance will be ready. So are we able to do all of these things, guys? So before clicking on launch instance, are we able to do all of these things? Anyone who is having any doubt, any concern, any confusion with any points that I've shown you? T3 medium is not active for free version. Yeah, in a free version, so you will be having access of I think micro, but micro is not going to work. So like you have to like go ahead with this one. Which machine? Okay, so machine wise, basically you have to select T2 medium minimum. So any machine, so which is having two virtual core CPUs and minimum 4 GB of RAM. So that is a bare minimum requirement for my today's application. Yeah, it is a free version or a paid version. In a free version, you will be able to get a nano or like a micro. I think max to max they are giving you one virtual core CPU, 1 GB of a memory. But yeah, so that is not going to like be a sufficient for this application. T2 medium will not be eligible in a free version, so maybe you have to like activate your paid version. How much should I pay? So I think if you are running for maybe like a payment buys, so it is already giving you, so giving you this price. So let's suppose if I'm running it for 1 hour, so in that situation it is going to cost you point zero 0.06 kind of a USD. So point zero 0.06 USD means what? In INR, if I have to convert, maybe I can convert it as per the current rate. So point zero 0.06 USD to INR. So approximately 5.3 rupees. So 5 to 6 rupees it is going to cost you for 1 hour. That is the cost that will come on you. This is your paid version. Yeah, my entire account is paid version because like I have to show many application. I do a lot of experimentation. So obviously, free version accounts is not applicable for me in any situation. I have chosen C7i Flex Large. Okay, so I mean like your wish. Anything above 2 GB sorry, anything above 4 gigabyte of a RAM and two virtual core is going to work for me. You can go and select as big machine as possible, but yes, try to check its cost as well. It is going to cost you on a hourly basis. So be careful. For 1 month, how much paid? 6,000, 7,000 rupees for T2 medium? I mean, like I have already given you like hourly charge, right? So anyone can convert into a monthly one. I mean, like why you are even asking this question? Okay, so done guys. Shall I click on launch instance? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to click on this launch instance, and like I said, so it is going to take maybe like a couple of seconds of time, and my machine will be ready. So here is my machine. So I can click and I can check the status, and as you can see, so it is trying to provision my machine. It will take maybe like some time. So I can just try to click on refresh, and yeah, so instance state is running. Everything looks fine to me. My private IPv address is available. My public DNS is available. Yeah, so all of these things are available. So just let me know, guys, once you are able to like launch your machine. Then we'll go with the next step. Yeah. So how many of you are able to launch the machine, and for how many of you like this is working? Okay, so working, working, working. Great. So how many of you are able to see this connect button? So this, if this connect button is active, this one, the highlighted one, right? If this button is active, then in that case, I think we are good to go. So are you able to see your connect active button, guys? Everyone? Yes? Okay, cool. So just try to do one thing. So just try to click on connect. Yeah. And again, so once you are going to click on this connect, you will be landing into this particular screen. And here, so again, you will be able to see a button called as connect. So just try to click on this connect once again. So connect and then connect. And it is going to give you a CLI. So fail to connect to your instances. Try again later. Okay, not an issue. AWS compute optimizer finding. Okay, so this time it is not giving me issue. So like I said, it is going to take couple of minutes, and then only it is going to allow you. So just simple click on this connect button. So once you are able to click on this connect button, you will be able to see a next connect button. Maybe you will have to wait for a couple of minutes so that you know your machine will be like a warm and up and running. Now, once your machine is warm up and running, so you can click on connect and you will be able to see this SSH basically, or you can see a console. Similar kind of a console you will be able to get even from a putty. So here is my machine. I'm able to access my machine through this interface, through this SSH. I'm able to access my machine. And if I would like to access my machine from my local system, from my Windows machine, so in that case, PuTTY is an option for me, for Windows especially. If I'm using Mac or if I'm using Linux, then SSH is going to be the another option, and I will be able to log in into my machine. And that is the reason. So we have downloaded a PPK file, right? PPK file. So I can use PuTTY, or I can directly come into this console without even doing an installation of the PuTTY. Anything is going to work fine for me. So are you able to see this black console, black screen? Yeah. Are you able to see this black screen, guys? Everyone? Yes? Fine. It will take some time. So once you are going to click on this connect, so maybe for first time it is going to fail because it try to spin your machine, and again in some time, in just 1 or 2 minutes of time, again just refresh and click, it will be able to connect. This is how easy it is to access your machine, as simple as that. So this is your machine, and technically this is your machine. If you'll go back to instances, and here you will be able to see a list of instances, and this is your instance ID. Click over here, and then this is your public DNS. So basically this is a URL for your particular machine. So with the help of this URL, you will be able to reach out to your machine. So if you have to do maybe a login through a PuTTY, so obviously I need a public DNS. Now this is the highlighted one. The highlighted one, you can try to use it, and that is going to be your login URL. And password wise, you can try to use your like a private key, the key that we have already downloaded. And in that manner, so you all will be able to log in, as simple as that. So not a big deal, right? Not a big deal in terms of launching a machine. Now, so once we are here inside this particular machine, so we have to run some sort of a command so that I will be able to update my machine. So one by one, I'll start giving you a command. Just try to follow those commands, and in some time, our UI interface or open web UI interface will be ready. So first of all, whenever we launch any kind of a machine, so we try to do some sort of a update. So one by one, guys, I'm pasting this command over here, and I will give you a command. So this is a command just to update my packages inside a current machine. So run this particular command first. I have already pinged you inside a chat. Let me ping you once again. So yeah, just use this. So by doing this, we are just trying to update our machine. It will take some time, maybe like couple of minutes. PPK key and T3 medium. T2 medium you can select, T3 medium also you can select. That's completely okay. So a very first command, guys, just try to update your system, the system that you have launched. And this is like a general procedure. And if you remember, when we have launched our GPU instances, even at that point of a time, we have fired this kind of a command. So here, if anyone would like to understand a meaning of this command, so I can give you explanation. So here, those who don't understand Linux, those who understand Linux, in that case, the command explanation is not required because it's just a simple Linux command. Anyone and everyone can understand it, right? So here sudo is nothing but I'm running this command on a root user, basically admin you can say. Apt is nothing but a package manager. So basically the way we were using pip is nothing but a Python package manager, or uv is also a package manager. So in the similar manner, in case of Ubuntu, so apt is basically a Ubuntu based package manager. So whatever things that we try to create, whatever library that we try to create, so we try to release it under apt. So apt is nothing but package manager for Ubuntu. Update means update is just a command inside Ubuntu, and upgrade y. So basically it is going to ask a lot of yes, yes, yes. So instead of doing that, so we have given update y, means all yes, just install each and everything. So this is what we have done just now. Now once this is done, so then we are going to install little bit of dependencies. So once I'm able to update my system, then this is the next command that we are going to execute. So here is the next command goes inside your chat, do it. And as you can see, so yes, I'm able to update my system. So let me run the next command basically. So command I have already pinged you inside your chat. Now let me explain you the meaning of this command. So sudo apt. So again, sudo is nothing but root user. Apt is nothing but a package manager. Install, and then we are trying to call what? So we are trying to call CA certificate curl GNUPG and ISB release. So here CA certificate is nothing but it is going to help me out in terms of like verifying HTTPS certification, a secure certificate, HTTPS certificate. Curl, I think we all know, right? So curl is nothing but kind of a command by which I will be able to hit any kind of a URL, any kind of a API. We have been using it. So that is a package we are trying to install. Uh, so GNUPG, so basically it's tool for encryption and signature, which has been used. And LSB release is nothing but so it has been used to get information about Ubuntu version. So these are just a package. For example, in Python, we try to install pandas, then NumPy, then matplotlib, then Seaborn, then TensorFlow, then PyTorch. In the similar manner, so we are trying to install basically this CA certificate, this curl with GNPU, ISB release. So these are the packages that we are trying to install it. This is what it means. Done everyone? Installation of package? Yeah, fine. Now, once you are able to do that, right? Once you are able to do that, so basically what we have to do, so we have to like anyone giving error. Okay, so why? It should not give you error if you are using a Ubuntu based machine. It's a simple Ubuntu command. Okay, so now what we are going to do, so we are basically going to create a directory, and inside that directory, so we are going to basically keep our key rings for our Docker. So here there is a next command, right? So this command I'm going to hit, and this is going to create a directory for me. So just try to hit this command, guys. I've already pinged you this command. Sudo mkdir -p etc apt and inside apt, so key rings. So inside that, generally, like we are going to hold all of our key. Now, so once we are able to do that, so we have to basically install a Docker. So basically, we are going to like use a Docker and Docker based Open Bev UI image. And now, so to run that, obviously we need a Docker installation. We need a Docker setup inside our machine. Now, keeping that in our mind, so this command comes into a picture, and I'll give you explanation about this command. So just try to hit this particular command. So curl command, and it is going to like download a Docker from a repository, and inside this keyring directory that we have created, so it is going to store a Docker key, GPG. So run this command, guys. It is going to like it will go to internet. Basically, this is what curl does, and curl is something that we have installed, right? As a package, we have installed curl just now, and we are using curl over here to download a Docker. Yeah. Okay, so now we are going to do a echo, just like we are going to, echo is nothing but a print statement. So the way we used to write a print, so in case of a Linux, it's called as echo. So here it is going to like, show me like if there is such kind of a repository which is available. So yeah, just try to do a echo. Now just try to update. So sudo apt update is the next command, so that I will be able to, update my Docker engine and tools which I have installed. So just call sudo apt update once again. Now, once this is done, right? Once this part is done, so then we can try to like just to like double check. So we can try to call sudo apt install and all the Docker packages. So just try to call sudo apt install. So Docker CLI, Docker container, everything it will try to install. So basically, we are trying to call Docker C. Docker C is nothing but a Docker Community Edition. We are trying to call Docker C CLI. So basically, for Docker C CLI edition, we are going to install for this Community Edition, and then we are trying to call a container.io. So container runtime, we are going to install over there. Then we are going to call Docker BuildX plugin. So basically, we are trying to install a next gen plugin for a Docker, and then we are going to call a Docker Compose plugin, so which is nothing but to build any kind of a package inside a Docker. So we are trying to install it. So these are just a installation, the command which I have given to you. So again, sudo apt install. As apt means package manager, install means install, and then we have given all the installables, just in the way we try to do it in a pip or maybe UV. Okay. So once shall we move ahead, guys, or I'm looking for your comment inside a chat. So if you are saying that we should wait, we will wait for a couple of more minutes. Okay. So I'm waiting. I'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Ram is saying done, done. Silpi is saying done. Okay. Good. Surprise saying installing. Sanjeev is saying Ubuntu IP. Cadet hypervision binaries on. So you should consider rebooting. Okay. Close it and open again. Reboot once again. Okay. Surprise saying done. Okay. So now once we are able to install Docker, right? Once we are able to install all the dependencies with respect to Docker. So now let's do one thing. So we can try to add Ubuntu user to a Docker group. So inside a Docker, there will be a Docker group. So sudo user mode ag Docker Ubuntu. So we are just trying to add a Ubuntu user to a Docker group so that Ubuntu user will be able to access a Docker, right? So this is a command that you have to fire: sudo mode user ag Docker Ubuntu. So user mode is nothing but is a command which has been used to modify the user, and AG is nothing but A for user for a supplementary group, G for group basically, and Ubuntu is my actual username for this machine. Now, so once this is done, right? Once this is done, so we can try to test a Docker. We can try to enable and start a Docker services. To enable and start Docker services, a command is basically this one. So this is going to enable and start my Docker. So here we have written sudo systemctl enable Docker hyphen hyphen now. It simply means that systemctl is nothing but it's a command to control system services, whatever services which is running inside my current Ubuntu system. Enable means, I think we all understand, just enable it. Enable what? A Docker. Now means now. Simple. In a current time, just enable it. Yeah. Okay. So we have already enabled it. Fine. Now, once we are able to enable it, so maybe you can try to cross verify from your end. So Docker hyphen hyphen version. So which is going to tell you like what is the version that you have. So my Docker version is 29.0.1. And I believe you will be having a same version. Right, everyone? Yeah. So are you able to see a Docker version? Facing issue in terms of running a echo command. You can leave echo command. Echo is just for print. So leave it. Echo is just like a printing something. So are you able to see? Okay, people are saying yes, yes, yes. It simply means that till this point we are together, right? And this was a major milestone because if my Docker setup is ready inside my machine, then I can go with the next one, and next one is going to be very, very easy. So Docker is ready. We'll download some packages, or we'll try to download something like some Docker images. Just spin it, just run it. Fine. Whenever you copy from Control C and Control V, it's giving an issue. Try right click, copy, and right click paste. Yeah, this is what I'm doing, right? So paste. Then Docker Compose version. So basically, Docker Compose version, let's go and check. So Docker Compose version is basically 2.40.3. I believe you all will be able to get the same version. So just use it, Docker compose version. So basically we have a Docker and then we have to like compose the Docker, right? We have to build a Docker images. So for that, and we have, if you remember, so Docker compose CE community edition, we have already installed. So if you look into my above command, so you will be able to find out Docker compose CE. That is something that we have installed as a package. So we are just trying to cross check whether these versions are available or not. Yeah, that's it. Fine. Okay. So if we are able to do it, right? If we are able to do it till this particular point, if we are able to do it till this particular point, we are good, right? Docker is installed. Now let's go ahead and let's try to create any directory of my choice, right? So in whatever directory I would like to keep all my UI interface, right? All my software, right? So I can try to go ahead and I can try to create any kind of a directory, and I can try to keep it over there. So here, what you have to do, so just try to create one directory, a simple folder, mkdir, open bev UI. So just try to create one directory. So here we are going to keep our entire distribution. So let's suppose if I'm trying to build something in my local system. So obviously there will be a folder, right? Similarly, I'm just trying to create a folder over here and I'll try to transfer everything here. So let's suppose something is running, some like server is running on my local system, or maybe some Streamlit UI, let's suppose, is running in my local system. So I'll just transfer all those files in this directory. Going forward, for this one, we are going to download it from my internet. But yeah, so going forward, we are going to, you know, uh, transfer the file. So mkdir openweb UI. So just create this directory by the way. Now once we are able to create this directory, so we have to give a permission. Maybe before that you can do lsl and you can try to check. So yeah, this is our directory which it has created on November 16, and it's showing my system like EC2 instance time. Maybe I can change that part. And here, so let's give a correct permission to this particular directory. So here, so that it will be able to do everything, or Ubuntu user will be able to do everything. So just give a correct permission. So I'm just trying to call chown. Chown is nothing but change the owner of this particular directory. So I'm trying to make this Ubuntu as a owner, and I'm trying to attach this directory to a Ubuntu group. So sudo chown Ubuntu openbev UI, the directory that we have created. Now, once we are able to give a correct permission, again I can do maybe LSL and I can try to check. So yeah, I think it was same. It was having all the permissions, but just to cross verify, cross check, I have given permission once again. Now here, let's do one thing. Go into this directory. So cd openbev UI. So now do ls. You will not be able to find out anything. So just go into this openbev UI directory. The directory that you have created, get into that. So just call cd, change directory. So go into this folder. Now, once you are into this folder, this is my working folder, right? Whatever I'll do it inside this folder. So now what I have to do, so I have to basically go to internet, and from internet, I have to download Open Bev UI. So Open Bev UI, basically GitHub. So this is going to provide you open like a UI interface, by the way. So this repository is an official repository and they are going to provide you a UI interface, this kind of a UI interface that you will be able to use it. And then here you can try to configure your model, maybe a model that you are hosting, maybe a model which you are trying to consume via an API key, or maybe if you are looking for a RAG implementation, you can do that as well. If you are looking for maybe a user control, you will be able to do that as well. If you would like to do a setup for Prometheus and Grafana, you will be able to do that as well. So all of these things you will be able to do it, which we are going to do now. Yeah. So basically this is a repository and I have to download this entire repository so that whatever they have built, it should be available inside my system. Similarly, so let's suppose if I'm going to push some code and it is available on a GitHub, so I can try download it, or maybe directly I can transfer the file from my local to this one. Either way, it's going to be fine. So here to download this one, so maybe I can try to do git clone. So paste this command. So git clone and I'm giving this URL. So git clone and this URL, OpenWebUI URL, so that it will be able to clone each and everything, whatever is available on that particular URL. So clone it, guys, everyone. Done, everyone? Okay. So now you will be able to see so many files over here. And these files are nothing but a same file which is coming from this repository. So whatever files was available here on this repository, I have just cloned it. As simple as that. I have not done anything different over here. So simple. And similarly, so if something is available in my local system and if I have to run it on maybe my EC2 instances, if I have to make it global, similarly, I can just transfer and I will try to make it global. Now, this is one of the option. Apart from that, inside AWS, inside Azure, inside GCP, there are other managed services which is also available and by which you will be able to deploy, you will be able to basically make it global. So this is one of the way I'm showing you. Going forward, I'll try to show you other way as well. Yeah, this is one of the way, a raw approach you can say. So where I'm launching my own, so we are not using any managed services, we are launching our own EC2, like a a machine, and we have a simple bare machine, or you can say empty machine, and we are just configuring everything on our own. There are other managed services as well, so where I don't have to do this updates and all those things, I can simply dump and then I will be able to make my services up and running. So those kind of services are also available inside AWS, Azure, and GCP, but this is a bare approach. I mean, like starting from scratch kind of approach. Okay, so once we are able to do this, right? So now, like my entire like files are available. My entire OpenBaby UI is available over here. Now, what we have to do? So we have to change a couple of things as like because the way this OpenBaby UI is been built, so maybe it is not going to like behave in the similar manner for me. So there is a file called as Docker Compose OTEL YAML file, right? This is one of the configuration file, and where they have written a port that they would like to expose or I would like to expose. So inside this file, Docker Compose OTEL YAML, you will be able to see that file after cloning this GitHub repository. So I have to change something inside this file. So technically I have to do a change of, or I have to do a like a port mapping basically. So port mapping is something which I have to change, and that I can do it inside this particular file, OTEL file. So likewise for like a GPU, they have given you a file. For data, they have given you a file. For a API, they have given you a file. For AMD based GPU, right? For NVIDIA based GPU, this is the file. For AMD based GPU, this is the file. So they have already given you a separate configuration file. And this is how any standard, a software development happens whenever we do a development. So obviously we try to like keep everything segregated so that if any new person is looking into your files, they will be able to quickly understand and they will be able to get into it. So here inside this file, there is a port mapping OTEL file. Generally, we try to keep a port mapping. So we'll try to open up this file and we'll try to do some sort of a modification into a file. Otherwise, system is not going to work for me. So let's go ahead and do it. So here, what I will do, so I'll try to open up this OTEL file. You can try to open up other file as well. That's completely okay. So here, to open up this file, so maybe I can try to use a editor. So just like we are using VS Code inside our local system, or maybe a notepad, or maybe like some other editor, so notepad plus plus. So where we go, we open up some file, we try to make some sort of a edit in the similar manner. So there is a Vim editor, Vim editor, which is available inside a Linux machine or this Ubuntu machine that you are using. So Vim and then your file name. So whatever file name that you have, you can try to, not this, so Vim, and then you can try to write over here a Docker compose Docker compose OTEL YAML file. So Vim Docker compose OTEL YAML file. Open up this file, everyone. So this is a command. Vim is nothing but Vim is an editor. So just try to open up this file so that we can try to make some sort of a changes over here. Now, so here inside this one, you will be able to see, so many things. Yeah. So you will be able to see something called as here port wise. Yeah. So here inside this one, you will be able to see something called as ports, right? Something called as ports. And this is basically a parameterized one. This is the parameterized one. So what we can do, so we can try to, remove that particular port. Clear, open up. My mouse is giving me some problem. Let me. So once you will come inside this file, you just have to press I. I means insert mode. So once you are going to be in an insert mode, you can try to do, whatever you want. So get inside this file. It's going up and then again fluctuating a lot. So just go into this file and click on insert mode, right? So once you will be into a insert mode, just click I after that. And then let's suppose I'm coming to this particular line, open bev UI port. Again fluctuating. I don't know whether my default key is pressed or something. Yeah, so you have to, maybe it will not happen for you. So simple, click on I and then, oh, shit. So again, mine is also fluctuating. Then I'll open up inside putty. It's happening inside this Amazon console. So I have to, it should not happen. I mean, like, Amazon console should not give me this kind of a issue. Let me refresh once again. Vim, Docker, Compose, OTL. Okay, everything is gone. Fine. Not an issue. LSL. Oh, I'm not into OpenBev UI. So CD OpenBev UI, I have to go into that directory first. After refresh, do the ls. All the files are available. Then I can try to go into this OTEL file. Okay, so now I'm here. Click I and then come to this port. Yeah, so you have to come to this port. So I've just refreshed it, guys, and now it's not fluctuating for me. Maybe you can try this out. Insert, replace, insert. Okay. So here what you have to do, so you have to basically change this particular port number. Yeah. So you have to change basically this particular port number. So you have to give port 8000, just remove slash data part as well, slash data part. So 8000 you have to give, and then you have to give comma 8000. So this is what you have to configure over here. So 8000 comma 8000, and this is going to work for you, and leave rest of the things as it is. So this is one of the changes, 8000 colon 8000. And then you have to enable OTEL trace as well. So where is my OTEL trace, so that I will be able to trace each and everything? So inside my environment, okay, again started fluctuating. Insert. Okay, so this Vim editor is giving me a lot of problem. Let me use some other editor. Fail to connect to your instance. Okay, fine. Close it. And then I'll go back to my instances once again. Go inside instance ID and then click on connect once again. So click on connect. I'm launching my instance once again. Okay, so ls open UI is available. So just go into this open UI directory. ls, okay, all those files are available. Then maybe I can try one more time Vim. If it is not going to work, I will change it. So just we have to go into, I just have to like do, two changes. So one is a port number mapping and another one is basically a trace. Hmm. Looks like it has deleted everything from this file. Okay, data is available. So volume. So here port number I can see, but not inside the port. It has done a lot of like a changes here, which is not required. It has already made a lot of like changes. Okay, let me do one thing, guys. So we have this open WebUI folder, right? I'll just delete it. I'll like install it once again. So here to delete this folder, sudo rm is nothing but remove and then rf. So like recursively remove everything, open WebUI folder. So now if I'll go and check it, so I don't have any kind of a folder called as open bev UI. So I'm just like I've deleted the open bev UI folder. You can try to delete the same if you want. So just delete this folder, and then after deleting this folder, so maybe mk dir open bev UI. So create a folder, then do ls. You will be able to find out the folder, right? Once again. And then you can try to like run the same command sudo chown so that you can give a permission and then go inside open bev UI folder, the folder that you have created. And inside that again run the git clone. So I am deleting it and I'm like cloning once again, because during that edit my file has made a lot of changes which it was not supposed to do. So I'm downloading once again, guys. I'm doing once again git clone. Hmm. Okay, so done, it seems. Let's do lsl. And yeah, so again, this OTL file is available. So I have to go and I have to make a changes. Let's see. So this time it should not give me an issue. If it is giving me an issue, then I'll be using a different editor, maybe a nano editor. I'll install, I'll try to use it. If Vim is going to give me an issue. So Vim Docker and then OTEL file. So OTEL YAML file. Now inside that, just press I so that you will be into insert mode, as you can see. And here, so port number wise, so I have to change the port number. So I have to make 8000 colon 8000. Simple. So this is going to be the port number 8000 colon 8000. And then we have to add one line. So we have to add basically one more line over here. So let me try to add that one more line in the same. Oh, so here I can do hyphen back, and then I can try to add a line over here. So what is the line that we have to add over here? So I have to add ENA. So all caps ENA BLE underscore OTEL underscore TRACE trace, so that I will be able to trace it. So trace is equal to T all small TRUE RUE, true. So enable OTL trace. So this is something that I have to enable it so that I will be able to use it inside my Prometheus, and technically I will be able to use it inside a Grafana. Now here, so we have given 8000 8000. What is the meaning of this? So here we are trying to do a tunneling, you can say. So host port number is 8000. So the very first one is representing a host port number, and then the second one is representing basically a container port number. This is what it means. So this is like what we have done. You can even try to maybe keep host port number is equal to 88,000, and maybe you can try to keep this port number even in this way 8000 and then 8080. So container port number is 8080 and host port number is 8000. Means from wherever my client is going to log in into the system. So maybe I can hit 8000 port number and I will be able to log in into that. So this is what it means. So simple, once we are able to change this port 8000 8080, and then once we are able to change this enable OTEL trace, just do one thing, escape colon WQ. So escape colon WQ. That is how it is going to save it and quit it basically. So WQ means save and quit. I can try to do a cross verification. So maybe I can do a cat. Cat means nothing but show me the entire content of the file. So Docker compose OTEL, and I can try to check over here that everything looks fine for me or not. So yeah, open bev UI volume, that's fine. Okay, port number, it has not changed. Enable OTEL trace. So I'm able to see that it has added some ambiguous line over here, which I have to go and remove, by the way. And this port number 8088, 8000, it has added, which is again not good. It has added this line. I have to remove this particular line, and here, so we should have 8000 port number. So no, it has not done changes as per my expectation. Let me try once again. So vim and then same command. I I don't know why it is giving me issue like today, because generally it never gives an issue. I use it all the like time and it works. An entire world is using this, again. No, it should not behave in this manner. No. Let me install some other editor, guys. Let me check with like a nano editor. It should not, behave this like randomly when I'm trying to make some sort of edits. If nano is also not going to work, then I'll try to log in through my putty. That will work because in my local system, so through putty, it should not give me an issue. Nano Docker OTEL. Okay, so I'm able to get into a nano now. So let me do some sort of a edit. Nano was working fine. Then this one, 8000. And then here, inside a volume, just remove everything. And here, so we have to technically keep, so volume, then hyphen, open bev UI colon app slash backend slash data. Yeah, so that was the default one. So basically, guys, what we have done, we have made a change inside the port number. So whatever parameter argument that was given, so I have removed that argument and replaced it with 8000. That's the first change. And another change is enable OTL trace. This is what we were trying to do it since like a last 10, 20, 10 minutes, I would say. But because of that editor, Vim editor, it was giving me an issue. I have used Nano editor. So simple Nano and then file name. It will open up in that one. Now, if you have to save like something inside a Nano, you just have to do Control S. Control S means saved basically. And then you can do Control Q. So Control Q means quit. As simple as that, right? So Control S and Control Q. You can try to do it. It supports mouse as well. So yeah. And then you can do Control X for exit. Very simple. So you can use Vim editor or you can use a nano editor. If anyone is facing a like issue with the Vim, generally Vim should not give an issue. I mean, like entire world is using it, but maybe in this AWS console, so it is giving me an issue. It will not give issue otherwise. Yeah. Now I can do a cross verification. So Docker OTEL, and yeah, so looks fine now. 8,000, 8,000. So this looks fine to me. And then enable OTL trace. Yeah, this looks fine to me. So everything looks fine to me. I'm able to make a changes, and I'm able to verify it with the help of cat. So cat means just show me the data content of the file. This is what cat means. So once this is done, right? Once this is done, this particular changes is done, then we are good to go, and we are good to even launch our instances, our UI, by the way. And with the help of this OTEL file itself, we are going to launch it. So now we are on a final stage almost. Yeah, we are on a final stage almost. So how to, like, launch this? Anyone so who is not able to do it so far, guys? So see, we have made only two changes. One is a port number inside a port tab, as you can see, and one is enable OTL trace true. So let me ping you this part. One is a port, and one is a enable OTL trace is equal to true. Fine. Apart from that, no changes is required. Now after that, now we are reaching to the final stage. Now we are good to go with the UI launch. So here, clear everything, right? And then just fire this command sudo docker compose f docker compose OTL YAML file, the file that we have changed just now. So with the help of that, so we are trying to fire the entire docker instances. So here basically docker compose is nothing but sudo, means like a sudo means from a admin, and then docker compose means, so we are trying to start our docker image, or we are we will like start our docker, by the way. And then here, so which docker compose file we are using? So this docker compose file we are using, and D is nothing but in a detached mode. So in a background, keep on running this entire things. Hit enter, right? So hit enter. Additional property I service not allowed. Validating docker compose OTL. Okay. Now we can try to even like a check. So by using a docker ps, so docker has not fired itself. Let me check. So there is this issue. This is the last step. If this is going to work, it simply means that I will be able to access my UI. Then we have to do a setup for Prometheus and Grafana. This file is a last file. Okay, so it is telling me that iService. I think something has been added by mistake. Let me check my cat. So, okay, iService. Fine, iService. Okay, it should not be iService. It's basically a service. Because of that, it is giving me an issue. So it should be, by mistake, I have added I over there. And because of that, it is giving me an issue. So nano, and then Docker, OTEL, and let's do I, and remove this I service from this one. So Control S, and then Control X. So S for saving, X for exit. Okay, now I can try to run the same command sudo docker compose OTEL. And now it has started running everyone. That was my mistake. Basically, while pressing I, so I have added I over there. So now everything looks, it is trying to build my image, right? It is just trying to build my image. Please send the command. I have, okay. So this docker compose command, right? Fine. So I'm sending you a command, guys. This is a command, Docker compose. The OTL file that we have changed, so we are running that file itself. Can you give that OTL command? I mean, like there is nothing OTL command. So there is inside a Docker OTL file. So I have already pinged you above if you'll check in a chat. So you have to change two things, port number 8000 and then enable OTL trace is equal to true. These are the two things that you have to change inside that file after opening up your OTL file. So you can open up OTL file into a Vim editor or maybe into a Nano editor. It's just like Notepad, Notepad plus plus kind of a things for Linux. What is our next step, sir? I'll tell you next step. Just wait for like this build. Is we need to do for daily day-to-day everyday deployment. So we don't do this kind of a deployment every day. We do a setup once and then we build a pipeline on top of that. CI/CD kind of a pipeline. So where you will push a code and automatically deployment will happen. So automatically it is going to create a build or maybe like a manually we can try to trigger a build and then it will go for the final production. And then we'll be doing a version control as well. So with the help of that, so we can roll back our current check-ins and codes, many more things. So how to save and exit the YAML file? So if you are into a Vim editor, then escape colon WQ. If you are into a Nano editor, then Control X, Control S for save and Control X for exit. Okay, so Docker build is done. Maybe we can try to call Docker PS, Docker PS, just to like a check. So it looks like it's running, right? Looks like it's running over here. And if it is running, so maybe I can go and I can try to check. And even tunneling is done. See? So here, the port tunneling is done. So and even for 3000 port and even for 8000 port number. Now what I can do, so my application is up and running. The OpenAI that we have downloaded, so OpenBev UI. So basically it's running in my system and yeah, so as you can see, there is a 8000 port and there is a 3000 port. At 3000 port, I can configure Grafana and then at 8000 port number, so I can try to configure basically OpenBev UI. It's running, right? Now what I can do, So I can try to copy this one, this URL, the URL that you are able to see, right? The public DNS URL that you are able to see for your instance, for your machine. So the public URL, or maybe you can refresh and just try to copy this public DNS, this one, and it's running at 8,000 port number. So just do colon 8,000. This is what we have exposed, right? This is what we have done into a OTL file. So now if everything is good on 8,000 port number, as I can see inside my Docker, right, inside my container at 8,000, my host is running. But here, so when I'm trying to refresh this, it is giving me an issue. Maybe I'm not able to load it. A reason is very simple. So from outside, because I'm trying to ping it from my system, right? My system is a outside system for AWS. So there is a EC2, and inside EC2 there is a Docker. Yeah, and I'm trying to ping from outside, and if I'm trying to ping from outside, and if like I have not allowed that particular port number, then it will not even allow me to, like, use that particular like a URL. And that, but at this URL there is a machine, right? This, there is a machine, the way we use like inside a local host, and inside that 8,000, so I can see that 8,000 exposed, but I'm not able to log in. So a reason is very simple. It's running inside a AWS EC2 machine, but I'm not allowed to access from outside. Now I have to like enable it. So to enable like a hit from outside, so what I can do, I can go down, right? I can go down, and I can try to go into a security over here, and then there is a security group you will be able to see. So just go down. Yeah, so this is my machine, right? This is my instance. Go down and go into a security, and here inside a security group, you can define your inbound rule. I think we have already done that for our GPUs as well, right? So we have defined a inbound rule even inside a GPU. So what we can do, so we can try to click on this inbound rule, and yeah, so we can try to maybe modify this inbound rule, and we can try to add a new rule for us. Is it making sense to all of us, guys? If I'm not able to launch something, it simply means that inbound rule. And here, so nowhere port 8,000 is allowed, right, from outside. So like traffic to a 8,000 port number is allowed from a outside. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason. Apart from that, there is no other reason you will be able to find out. So maybe you can see a security group over here. So you can go into a security group on my left hand side, this panel, and then create a security group, and I can try to attach it. Or maybe I can try to go to a dashboard. I can go into this instance itself. So this is my instance, by the way. I can get into this particular instances, and then I can try to even change inbound rule here itself. So what are inbound rules and why we are need those rules? Simple, right? So here something is running inside AWS. There is a machine. This is a machine, by the way. This URL is nothing but a machine, just like a local host. And inside that machine, so there is something like at 8,000 port, something is running. Something means my application OpenWeb UI is running. Now it's available inside AWS instances. I'm trying to access this URL and this 8,000 port of that machine from outside, right? So when I'm trying to hit, it's a inbound for AWS machine, and that's the reason. So you have to add as an inbound rule. If you're not going to add as an inbound rule, it is not going to work for you. It is not going to even allow you, by the way. So are we able to understand inbound rule, a meaning of inbound rule, by the way? Yeah. And same thing I believe we have done, right? Even with respect to a GPU. So when we were trying to access a GPU, we have done the exact same thing. Okay, so now what I will do, I'll just go and I'll try to change the inbound rule, nothing much. And yeah, so with the help of that, I will be able to do the changes. It's very simple. So go to your security and here, so this is a security group which has been attached to your this one, your instances. So click on that. Yeah, click on that. So click on this one and then try to add a new inbound rule. So edit inbound rule, click over there and then over here add rule. So add what? So add a custom TCP and then again, so just try to add a port number. So port number is basically 8000 so that from outside anyone can hit on 8000 and then CIDR block. So 0/0/0. So 8000 you have to open up and then you have to open up even 3000. 3000 for Grafana means for a monitoring. So again here 00. So these two like a rules you have to add. So I'm just trying to allow traffic to these two ports. So any other port people will not be able to hit. So this is again one of the security part. If I have opened up 8000, anyone will be able to hit on 8000 itself. And again, I have defined 0.0.0. Let's suppose if I'm going to define a particular IP address, for example, my system IP address. So only I will be able to hit, you will not be able to hit that. I have defined 0.0.0. slash masking 0, right? It simply means that everyone open to the entire world. Let's suppose I just want a traffic only from India, not from outside. I can configure each and everything inside my security group. So this is how, again, one layer of security we try to manage for any kind of traffic that is going to hit or anyone who is going to hit my application. So here I have simply defined that from outside you can hit only 8000, 3000. Like I said, I have an option and I can try to define all of these things. So from where, only which range of IP addresses, everything I can define. And beyond that, no one will be able to hit my system at all. Okay, so for 8000, 3000, and then save the rules. Simple, save the rules. So again, go to your EC2 instances, dashboard, instance running, and here. So now if you will go and check your security, so we have added 3000, 8000, right? 3000, 8000. Now go ahead and hit this URL, and now URL is up. That was the only issue. So it's running in my system, and click on get started, and now I'm able to see for the very first time my UI interface. As of now, just a UI interface which is ready to me. And those who are going to join for the very first time, you will become a admin. So this is an admin account you have to create, and then you can create even a user account. I'll show you that part. So maybe admin account, let me create it. So enter my name. So maybe I can enter my name, enter my email ID. So maybe I can try to enter my email ID. I can give my like a password over here. So this is for the very first time. This is going to be the admin account basically. I can control a lot of things from here itself. So click on create admin account and bingo, right? I'm able to land into my UI interface. As of now, there is no model which is available. It is not going to respond back to you at all. We have to configure that particular part. As of now, just my UI interface is ready. Only UI interface, right? Let's suppose I'm going to share my Euron UI interface again in the similar manner, just a UI interface. Then I have to, either configure my APIs, or maybe if I'm trying to host some of my own custom model, then I have to attach that particular backend. So just a UI interface, and as you can see, it's available into HTTP mode, not in a HTTPS mode at this URL. So are you able to get this Open Web UI, guys, at your URL, not my URL, your URL basically. So what is your URL? It's already visible. So this is your URL. So if you'll go into your instance, public DNS, this is your URL. It means by this URL, you are reaching out to your machine, a local host, right? You can say local host we do. So 127.0.0.1. Similarly, this is the URL. And then in that machine, we run application at certain port number, 8000, 3000, whatever it is. So colon 8000. So this is what we have done even over here. This is something that you will be able to see even inside your Docker Compose. So Docker PS, and you will be able to see that. If your Docker PS is running, then obviously everything is up and running for you. Okay. So this is something that is done. We have opened up 3000 port as well. So 3000 port is nothing but here. OpenBaby UI has configured Prometheus, which is going to capture a log. Yeah, which is going to capture a log. Now I have to showcase a log, right? I have to showcase a log. So by default, at 3000 port number for OpenBaby UI, Grafana is also configured. So I can copy the same URL, right? Copy the same URL and then colon 3000 port number. And I have already opened inbound rule for 3000 port number. So I will be able to see this Grafana. I will be able to see this Grafana UI. And as of now, there is nothing. You will have to do some sort of a configuration over here. I'm going to send you one script and you have to configure that particular script for a Grafana so that you will be able to see a stats in a real time. So here you will be able to see a log monitoring or system monitoring. And again, this is what we do even inside a enterprise grade application. So Grafana is something which we do use everywhere, right? Everywhere. So here you will be able to see a dashboard, right? Here you will be able to see a dashboard. Now, so inside a dashboard, you will be able to see like a new option. So you have to go and you have to click on new and you have to basically click on add visualization. So you have to click on add visualization. Loki, Tempto, this is fine. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So dashboard and then click on new and you will be able to see one option called as import option. And once you are going to simple. So at 3000 port number, go to dashboard and go to new and click on import. I'm going to give you one file, one JSON file, so which we have created just for this application so that you will be able to render all the logs from your OpenBev UI server to this one. So the Docker which is running over there, so it is going to fetch each and everything from there to here. So let me share that JSON file. I have already created that one. So JSON file, yeah, OpenBev UI monitoring. Yes, so this is a JSON file that we have written, a custom one for this particular purpose. So you have to paste a content of this JSON file here. So let me send you a JSON file somewhere in my drive. You just have to open it up and copy it. I don't think I will be able to copy and paste that much content here. Let me see. No, it's not possible. Let me try uploading this JSON file. Okay, so I have already uploaded the JSON file, guys, inside your chat. So you can download it now itself. So just open up your JSON file and inside your JSON file, so you will be able to find out JSON configuration for Grafana, right? And which we have written especially for this particular purpose, for this particular deployment, right? So where, so this JSON file is nothing but it tells you what kind of a graph I'm looking for. That's it, right? So all of these things inside a JSON file we have written and Prometheus and Grafana and it is trying to pull all those data and then it is going to show you the graph, as simple as that. So just try to open up this JSON file, copy and paste, control C, control V, simple, and click on load, right? Click on load. So once you are going to click on this load and then if you will go to your dashboard, let me refresh, import and then this load, click on this load and import. Yeah. So now once you are going to click on this import, you will be able to see a dashboard, Open Bev UI monitoring dashboard. So now if you will click over here, as of now, it is not showing you any kind of a data. Let's suppose there is no data which it is showing you as of now. Yeah. So maybe I can try to like log in over here, say some sort of a hi, let's suppose, and here it is telling me that model not selected. There is no model so far which is available to me, and even this Grafana dashboard which I am able to like look at. So this Grafana dashboard is not giving me any kind of a data. It is looking for a data. It is looking for a data, but as there is no interaction with my application, so there is no data which has been generated for this application, the OpenWebUI application which I have hosted. Now to do that, so maybe I have to do a model configuration. So I can do a model configuration, my own model. So let's suppose my self-hosted model, I can do that configuration as well. Or else I can do a OpenWebUI configuration, Gemini configuration, Cloud configuration, Perplexity, whatever I want in this entire world, all of those model configuration, I will be able to do it. So let me do a model configuration for OpenWebUI in a very first place, so that I will be able to see some graph, because everything is up for me, right? Everything is up for me in a real time. So I'll just do a configuration. Now to do a model configuration, I need a OpenAI key. So let me go to my OpenAI official account. OpenAI key, API key. Okay, so I'll just go over there and I'll try to, create one new secret. So let's suppose I'm going to create a secret. So Euron live test secret. Let's suppose I have created simple key I'm trying to create, and I just need this particular key. Only this key I need. Yeah. So let's copy this key and then let's do a configuration so that my application will be up and running. So how I can do a configuration? I can go here inside my name, right? Active user is equals to 1. I can go to a admin panel and I can go to a setting over here. Inside a setting, I can go to a models. There is a model option which is available, or I can go even inside a connection. Yeah, connection. So just go inside the connection, and then from a connection, there is a setting configure option for Open API, which is available over here. Olama is another one. Even from anywhere I can call this one. Anyone from anywhere I can configure it. But first of all, let's do a Open AI configuration, and even custom configuration I can do it. So here I can go inside the OpenAI API, click, and then here, so it is looking for a bearer, it is looking for a API key. So paste it, paste your OpenAI key, leave everything as it is. There are a lot of configuration which I'll teach you in a later stage. But yeah, just copy and paste your API key and click on save. Now OpenAI setting is updated. Refresh it once again. Yeah, refresh it once again. And now if you will go to a new chat, now you will be able to see tons of models just with one API key, tons of model, and even my like own model, some of my model which I have fine tuned, as you can see, FT. So these are my own fine tuned model inside the OpenWebUI environment. So all of these models is available, right? So if I would like to initiate a chat, so okay, let's suppose like I'm going to select GPT 4.1, or maybe a Sora model, GPT 4.0, all of these model, whatever model is available under this API, I'm able to access it. So let's suppose I'm selecting GPT 4.1 and I can say, hi, how are you? And let's see the magic. Yeah. So yes, my model has started responding. 4.1 has started responding. So likewise, I can select GPT-5 if I want. As you can see, GPT-5 Nano is available over there. Sora is available over there. Means entire OpenAI class is available to admin. I even have a control to show a model and not to show a model to my user. This is an admin account, right? This is an admin account. This is not a user account. Let's suppose I'm going to share this one with you, with all of you. I have a full control, right? That only 3 model will be visible to you, only 2 model will be visible to you, only 1 model will be visible to you. I have all sort of a control over here, right? So what I can help you, like let's do some sort of a chatting over here, right? I can add a file, upload a file, attach a notes. Even a speech I can enable. A lot of things are not enabled by default. So yeah, as you can see, speech and everything is enabled. Even MCP I can try to enable. Code interpreter I can try to enable. So give me 10 program in Python for Python So a lot of configuration like I can try to change it over here a lot of. So and again now if I'll go to my Grafana and now if I'm going to refresh it, it should show me some data. Dashboard, open Bayview monitoring. Okay, still it's not showing me a data. Let me check the configuration because 3000 port is up. It simply means that an OTL like a trace I have already enabled it. So enable OTL trace. Let me check my Docker file. So Docker compose OTL YAML and enable OTEL ENABLE fine OTEL TRACE. Oh, it should be S actually. Yeah, so this is a mistake which I have done. So enable OTEL traces. It should be not E, it should be S inside my OTEL file. So control S, control X, and again I have to run my Docker. Then probably because of that mistake, I'm not able to see because of that spelling mistake. So S mistake. Okay, server is running. Let me check Docker PS. Okay, this is running. Let me refresh this one. Hopefully, it has not changed my 23109 18310. 23109. Okay, fine. So this one and sign in. Okay, so now I'm able to see all the models. And let me refresh this dashboard. Okay, so maybe it is, I have to build my image once again. Still, it is not able to take the S part. It looks like. So let me go back and let me build it once again, a Docker image. So first of all, I can try to YAML, just keep it down. So Docker, sudo Docker, and then compose F. Instead of up, I'm stopping my container. So up for starting it and down for stopping it. So I'm stopping my container once again. And let's go and check my OTL file as well. So here I can do maybe cat so that I can rectify my mistake. So here This looks fine. Grafana 3000 port UI. So I'm able to launch that as well. And this is fine. And then enable OTEL TRS CES. Mistake is rectified. This was the mistake which I have done. Apart from that, there is no other mistake, it looks like. Okay, so there is something called as depends on. After, I think that was removed by mistake. Hmm. That was there, but it was like a by mistake it was removed while editing. So depends on Grafana. So no. Build is fine. Volume is fine. Now here I can try to write one thing DPNDS depends underscore on. So this changes. You don't have to do it, guys. While I was doing editing, so basically it was like by mistake like got removed. So hyphen and then here I can try to write Grafana. Grafana. So depends on Grafana. Hmm. Control S, Control X. Do once again cat. So here depends on Grafana, which has been mentioned. Volume is fine, port is fine, traces is fine. Okay, now let's try to again run the same command. So sudo compose docker otml up d. Same command. So let's run it. Okay, so this has started itself. Maybe I can try to do docker ps just to check. Okay, so things looks like running over here. Now I can try to refresh it, remove, refresh, and then remove, refresh. This dashboard. Okay, so I have to attach once again because that was gone. So I can click on new, I can click on import, and then I can try to like copy and paste the JSON file, load, import. And here, so this one, still it is not pulling data. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me stop once again. I'll build the entire image. I'm stopping it once again. Okay. So clear, and let's try to do some sort of a cleanup of an image because I believe that is required. Docker compose OTL up D. That's not a command I would like to run. Let me remove all the images which is available. Sudo docker compose RML. Okay. Let me remove all the volumes as well. So hyphen hyphen volumes removed. Fine. Let me see the logs. No log. Fine. And let me check dockerps. So whether something is running inside Docker or not. Okay, dockerps. Okay, so nothing is running. My Docker is clean. Maybe I can try to, build it once again. So Docker up D, same command. So I've just removed everything, guys. I have removed my volume. I have removed my images, and I'm just trying to rebuild it once again so that I can resolve this Grafana issue because my OpenWeb UI is working fine. I'm not able to get a a data over here. That's the only concern that I have inside my Grafana. So I'm just trying to rebuild it. Ping me the remove command. Okay, I'm pinging you. It's nothing but like just remove that the Docker compose command that you have, right? So up and D that is been written, remove up and D and like keep it down. That is going to like keep it down. And if you have to remove it, then you have to like change it with RMI all. So remove like all the images. So that is the remove command. The rest of the command is going to be same. You just have to change that last part. So I have pinged you the remove command. And if you have to remove even a volume, so volume that has been done. So again, the entire command is going to be same till down, just hyphen hyphen volume. So all those commands are, very easy to remember. And if you have to check whether something is running or not, some container is running or not, so simple Docker PS. Docker PS for checking the like runs in a Docker. I changed to port number 8001, still not opened. No, it should. So basically, you have to allow inside your security group. If you have given us like a port 8000, go and allow that over here. So otherwise, it will not work. Check first of all Docker PS whether something is running on 8000 port 1 in your container or not. If that is running, then just to allow the inbound, so you can try to like make it 8001. First of all, check inside. If inside itself is not running, then how you will, even if you are going to expose it with the security group, it will not work. Although I'm able to open both the app WebUI 8000 Grafana on 3000. Is there any application to open the port? No, there is no application to open the port. It's basically inside your like this one security group. In AWS itself, it's given. Docker PS is not working. It simply means that Docker is not installed. Maybe you can just type Docker and then check. Okay, so looks like everything has started. Maybe I can check Docker PS. Let's see, Docker PS. And yeah, things are running. Let me do the refresh. I have built the images, so it is going to start from like a scratch. It has removed everything from like the previous one. Okay, let me attach a key. So here, setting, connections, OpenAI, open up setting, and then over here, so I have to keep a key. So let's copy this key and then copy a key there. Save. Now I can go to new chat. I'm able to see all those like search APIs and everything. Give me news for news for Bangalore or maybe Bihar politics. Ideally, it should work. Let me go and check my Grafana at 3000. So 3000, and then here dashboards. Let's attach, click on import, and then import the JSON file, same JSON file that I have used before. Click on load, click on import. Still no data. There is a issue with my OTL file itself then. There is some issue with my dashboards. Open web UI that is not able to fetch a data. Logs. I'm getting a log. Handshake failed with SSL error. This Grafana failed to export the metrics to Grafana. Okay, so here I can see Open Telemetry Exporter, this one, and failed to export error code status unavailable. So here I can see that it is generating this transport, but it is not able to pass it to the Grafana. That seems to be an issue. Let me check why I'm getting this issue and let me fix it because now we are able to see it inside the log, which is a normal one, right? So generally we get this issue and we have to fix it. So here it's clearly visible that failed to export traces to Grafana 4317. Let me fix it. So OTL file issue only. Apart from that, there is no issue. So OTL YAML and here 4317. So OTL exporter is already set. So enable OTL trace. Enable OTL trace is equals to true. OTL exporter OTLP endpoint. Grafana HTTP 4317, which looks fine to me. There is no issue at all. OTL export insecure. This is giving me a lot of pain. It should have worked basically. Nano, let's go here. OTL service name. OTEL e- exporter OTLP PROTOCOL. Let's enable GPLC. Sorry, gRPC. OTL. OTEL exporter. Exporter. Secure is equals to TEL. So OTEL exporter exporter OTLP find insecure insecure is equals to true. Protocol PROTOCOL OTLP exporter OTEL GPRC find Grafana 4317 already exposed. Enable OTEL. EL traces is equals to true. Matrices is equals to true. OTL itself is equal to true. Okay. Control S, Control X. Clear. For me, OpenBaby UI not working 8000 word port right still. It will work. Like if you have not made a mistake, because this is OTL file, right? That is the only file in which you have to go and make a changes and just try to give a port, whatever port number that you have given, it will work on that port number. Okay, so now I have restarted the container. Fine. Yeah. So bingo, guys. Bingo. Now we are able to see the grafana. This is what I was trying to show you. So now we are able to see that how many total user have. So see, the main file is basically OTEL file. Over there you have to expose a port, and over there itself you have to handle the grafana. Apart from that, there is no main file. And in real time, this is what I was like trying to show you. So how many user is like have registered? So total number of user is equals to 1. Now if I'm going to give my URL, so now even you will be able to register. And as of now I'm showing you all the models, but yeah, I do have a control over all the models. Maybe you can try to use my URL now, and in a real time I will be able to see that how many user have logged in, and then what is the total request rate per second which my server is getting, right? What is like a response time basically for my server? What is the https status code, so whether successful or maybe it's getting failed for some of the things, http response time, like basically I'm able to get. So everything I will be able to see it from here, right? This is a complete real time monitoring of my application, my hits. And these are some of the graph which we have configured. We can configure many more things, right? So this is just a sample graph we have configured from this JSON file that I have shared with you, right? But a lot of things which can be configured as per my own business need or as per my client need, that is possible practically. So still no one has logged in. Okay, there is no sign up option, right? Okay, let me do one thing. Enable the user part. So active user is equals to 1, setting, and then not here, admin panel, and then I can go to user. Okay, so function evaluation, I can enable basically default user role. User enable new sign up. Yeah, now you can try this out, guys. I have just enabled the new sign up. So now anyone can come to my system. Just log in, everyone. Now you will be able to log in, and I will be able to see it how many people have logged in, how many people have technically registered. I can see that. Done. So let me see. So why it is not like, okay, so user, and then okay, so many users. Fine. 11 users. See, I'm able to get a stats in a real time. I'm able to see all the users here. And in a real time, I'm able to get the stats, and then how many requests, right, per second. So this is basically like tell us that, okay, fine. So whether we have to, like when we are configuring a server, so like what is the latency? And then if latency is going high, then we have to move a server on an auto scale mode. This is going to like help me out in terms of taking a decisions, by the way. Yeah. And in terms of, doing a monitoring in a real time. So this is a Grafana dashboard. There are a lot of things I can configure inside the Grafana dashboard, but yeah, as maybe most of you have seen this kind of a dashboard for the very first time. So I think it's like more than enough. And even in detail, for every request, for every log, for every hit, right? For every, I would say like a query, I will be able to monitor everything. No model showing. Okay, maybe I have not enabled the model. So enable new sign up. That is fine. So enable API key endpoint restriction. So no. Pending user overlay content find. Pending user overlay title. So models wise, I think a couple of models is already enabled. Yeah, all this. Inside a setting user, default user role. Fine. So user, and Yeah, now you can check. Now I believe model will be available to you. Because from here all the models is enabled. From here I can see all the models are already enabled for the users. So setting and then models, and it's technically on. Okay, fine. So here public, fine. So model was on for admin, but maybe for not for you. So let me enable one by one. Now you will be able to see couple of models. I am allowing you web search, image generation, and code interpretation. So I have all the control on each and every model. So let me allow you GPT-4. So maybe GPT-4 I'm going to make it public, and bev image code. Fine. Now I'm going to allow GPT-5 as well. So let me call GPT-5 and then public bev image and code. Save update. Yeah. So now you will be able to see couple of a model which I have allowed. Yeah. Okay. And yes, this is my Grafana, right? An amazing dashboard. Looks beautiful. So as my data is going to be more and more, I mean, like my entire dashboard will look even more beautiful, right? So yeah, it's in production. Now it's showing you this URL. So this URL is basically a machine URL that you are able to see. We can try to map it with our own URL as well. So we can try to change the DNS, and if I'm going to change a DNS, so eventually it will be hosted on my URL, and yeah, so I can try to configure my own sign in sign up the way we have configured it for Euron, right? So with the help of Euron sign up, plus I can limit your number of messages the way we have limited it 50. Apart from that, so we have done a lot of a code modification as well. So as of now, you are just downloading OpenWeb UI, but we have done a lot of internal code modification because it has to associate and do a lot of a handshake with our system, right? It should work as per our existing configuration and as per our user basically, and as per our a lot of models. So a lot of changes we have done, but yeah, so even in this way, so now you have your own real-time chat GPT, and I just have to change this URL. So once I'm going to change this URL, once I'm going to do this mapping with your URL, basically you can say that okay, I have my own GPT, right? And that to international grade, because whatever GPT is giving you as a feature, whether it's RAG, custom model, everything is available to you. Believe me, everything means literally everything, right? Whatever model, if I would like to give an access of hundreds of models, not just from GPT, maybe from Llama, maybe from Group, maybe from any other provider, I can do it. It will just take another 1 2 minute of time for me. Yeah. So the real product, the real one, the real game, right? So launching your own GPT with all fully loaded feature is not a big. I mean, this is one of the UI interface. Like I said, again, we have done the UI that you are able to see as of now on a Euron UD UI. We have done a lot of internal code modification, and we have a lot of our own UI as well. So because we work for a client, right? So where they don't want this a open web UI kind of interface, they're looking for something different. We create something different as per their UI design basically, right? A lot of configuration can be done, so which I'm going to teach you going forward. How I can show my myself hosted llama model here? Simple, click over. I'll show you that part in a practical, but yeah. So as of now, as you have asked the question, so click on admin, go to setting, go to connections over here, and then over here, so direct connection, right? So direct connection allow user to connect to their own OpenAI compatible API endpoint. So this is the option that you are able to see, right? Now this option is going to help you out to host your own model. And again, so when you are hosting your own model, so you will be using VLLM, let's suppose. Even we have used VLLM. So when we were trying to host our model, VLLM is a framework which helps us out to host a model, right, for inferencing. So like a VLM compatible model, and that is going to give you endpoint. So we have done that. We have even generated our own endpoint. Simple, come over here, enable it, and then you can try to basically chat based model. You can try to, configure it over here. So by this, you are enabling it, and then you can try to, attach it inside the setting. Simple, it's done. I'll show you that part. So we are going to host our model on a GPU, and that GPU model means my own private model. I'm going to call it here. So anything can be done, even RAG, right? RAG. So it is going to give me a response from my data set. Everything can be configured. This was the main part. Even database I can configure over here. A lot of pipelining I can configure over here. Images I can configure over here. Audio, inferences, code execution, real-time web search, RAG. This is where this RAG comes into picture. This documentation. So I can define my embedding models, some different models, some self-hosted model I can try to define. Every control you have means if anyone is going to ask you to build this like a things, I mean like it will be easy. But yeah, like beyond that, if you have to do some sort of modification, then you have to get into a actual code. That's required. So you have to be a very good developer in that case. So okay, my model is running. 30 user I can see as of now. So many people have not logged in, it seems, right? Let me take a snapshot for my LinkedIn post for today. It looks beautiful. Let me ping inside a group as well. Hmm. Fine. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm going to share like this JSON file as well as I'm going to share this entire document which I have already prepared for this entire configuration. The major part was basically this one. OTL file. Apart from that, it's just a easy peasy kind of a even OTL is not a heavy configuration. It's a very simple one, but I mean, like if you are making a mistake, then it will give you a kind of a pain. That's it. Suppose we want to left, should I stop the EC2 server? Yeah, now coming back to your EC2. So as of now, things are running as we can see, and we are able to experiment. We are able to even generate a log. We are able to even like launch a Grafana over here, Grafana UI dashboard, and we are able to see all of those log. Now, if you will keep these things up and running, so as of now, the machine that we are using, it is going to cost you around 7,000 rupees or 6,000 INR, Indian rupees, right? You can convert it into your currency. So 6,000 to 7,000 INR it is going to cost you for 1 month. And again, so it will be able to host maybe 50 or 100 concurrent connection, right? So if 50 or 100 people are supposed to use your application, you can just like you know concurrent I'm talking about. Plus you will be able to see the request over here, see the request, and even you will be able to see the response time. So everything is under your control. You can try to judge it. If like people are getting slow response, maybe you can try to increase the instances, increase the machine size. But like 50 to 100 people, like because everyone is not going to hit immediately. I'm just talking about the concurrent connection. So 50 to 100 people can hit with the help of this machine. So that is going to cost you in total 6,000, 7,000 rupees. And plus OpenAI key is different, right? Key is different. So that will be your total cost, total key consumption, and this one, and just distribute it to 100 people. In that way, it is going to be affordable solution, right? Okay, Grafana file. Let me ping you once again. I'll even upload it inside your dashboard. Yeah, so it is going to be affordable solution. So you will limit the 50 numbers prompt for each person. Yeah, so I mean like paid one. So those who have subscribed for courses or maybe for any other Euron Plus technically or any other courses. So generally for them it's 50 is a limit per day, uh, input output, and again so for a free user it's a 10. Can we create a snapshot for the future use? Yeah, it's just a machine, right? So you can take a snapshot of it. You can maybe try to like keep it inside a cool tier. So that's fine. Yeah, you can use Open Router as well. Open Router AI, and then you can like try to, because Open Router is doing nothing. So they are just trying to give you like a interface, and they are just trying to give you basically finally the API key for a different model. So even Grook is doing the same thing. So nothing new. Nowadays, many people are doing it. Yeah. So you can go and you can try to check over here. If I'll talk about a chat interface, so yeah, they are like having a chat interface, they are giving you everything, but accordingly they are going to charge. And if you will go and check their pricing, so like it's not quite affordable. I mean, like for the same token, because they have just created a wrapper on top of it, right? So you can just go and like use it. I mean, like same model you will get an access of. It's not a different model they are giving you. Using OpenAI directly is more expensive comparatively. I mean, like, no, in general, depends. Okay, so fine. Fine, guys. So this is all about this entire class. Let me go to my instance and let me do one thing. So let me terminate my instances. So click on instances and then here. So click on action and then, sorry, instant state. Go here, action, sorry, instance state, and then terminate. So here you will be able to get an option called as terminate option. I'll just click on terminate and skip OS shutdown, terminated. So it will call for the termination. And in that way, it is not going to charge me anything, not even a single rupees. Simple. Yeah. So I have just like used it. I have terminated it and my entire EC2 instances will be gone in some time. So again, if you have to use it, then in that case, you can just try to stop. You don't have to delete the instances, right? But again, they are going to like charge you. Maybe you can click on stop instances, right? But still, even in a cool off, so there will be some charges. अमेजिंग सर, फिर से मजा आ गया। हाँ मतलब ये तो रियल टाइम एप्लीकेशन है, अब से ज़्यादा रियल टाइम क्या होगा और right? And we'll keep on adding a lot of things on top of the same thing. Yeah. So fine, with that, guys, thank you so much. I'll just upload a file. So those who are not able to do it, go through it, go through the document, and then do it, and then let me know about your concern. Yeah, then let me know about your concern. Hope all of you have liked it, all of you have enjoyed it, and with file, so you will be able to do it even after 6 months of time. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much, everyone. Take care. See you next class, next Saturday. So again, next Saturday class is going to be extension of the same class that we have this week. We'll try to attach a RAG inside this one. We'll try to host on our own URL, basically. So maybe I have a lot of URL. I have already purchased a lot of like a domain which is available in my GoDaddy account. So maybe you can purchase some of the domain of your choice, right? From GoDaddy, from MailChimp, from anyone, right? There are so many vendors out there. So you can just purchase it and keep it like a ready. I'll show you a domain mapping. In that way, it will not show you the instance URL. And before that, so we have to go with the elastic IP address. I'll be talking about it. So what is the meaning of elastic IP address? What are the charges that AWS is going to like give you for elastic IP address? Everything I'll be talking about, and then a mapping of the domain. So this is something that I'm going to teach you in next class, so that our app instance will be live. And again, we'll go through the same process, but quickly. Maybe in 5 minutes of time, I'll spin the entire machine. and I'll do the setup in 5 minutes. Which one is good one? GoDaddy, DoDaddy, it's GoDaddy. I know it's a typo. So GoDaddy, or maybe anyone you can use. Whoever is giving you a in a cheap like a cheap price, and whoever is having your domain available, so we can just go and check. Yeah. Okay. Fine, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care. See you again next week, Saturday.